Hello students, myself Dr. Biren Singh Yadav. I'm here to tell you about physics, and specifically I am dealing with dimensional analysis. Today we'll discuss about the dimensional analysis. Okay, so this is basically an introduction video lecture about the dimensional analysis. I will cover the dimensional analysis and we'll also see the different aspects of the physics and different topics of 11th and 12th, including some IIT JEE mains questions and advanced questions along with NEET questions. Okay, so coming to the topic, so we are going to study today dimensional analysis. So what is basically dimensional analysis? What is dimensional formula? We need to understand. So dimensional formula, let me describe you what is basically the dimensional formula. Dimensional formula represents the dependency of physical quantity on fundamental quantity. So you can see if we are saying that dimensional formula represents the dependency of any physical quantity on the fundamental quantity. So we should understand what are the basically fundamental quantities. That should be understood in a very clear manner. So what is basically the fundamental quantity and what are they? Fundamental quantity. These are quantities or physical quantities from which other physical quantities are derived. Means it can't be further divided. Okay, means basically the fundamental quantities are those quantities from which all quantities are derived or from which all quantities are made up of. Okay, there are basically 7 fundamental quantities. So what are these 7 fundamental quantities? There are 7 fundamental quantities. What are they and what are their units? Let's study that. Fundamental quantity. So what are they? So these are basically mass, length, time, current, temperature, amount of some substance, intensity of light. Basically, these are the 7 fundamental quantities. So these are the 7 fundamental quantities and their units are, the unit of mass is kilogram, length is your meter, and time is your second, current is your ampere, temperature is your Kelvin, amount of substance is your mole, and intensity of light is your candela. So these are the basically units, and the one word representation of these are basically mass ko we can represent in like this, mass in square bracket. So this will be your dimensional formula of your fundamental quantity. So this is n, and length can be represented by L, time can be represented by T, and the ampere can be represented by A, Kelvin can be represented by theta, and this mole can be represented by only mole, and this candela can be represented by only CD. Okay, so these are the basically one word representation, and this is basically dimensional formula of fundamental quantity. So I already told you about what is dimensional formula. So it represents the dependency of physical quantity on fundamental quantity. Let's take one example. Okay, I am taking the example of force. Okay, force. You know about the unit of force? Unit of force you studied in the class 9th and 10th. It is basically Newton. Okay, or you can also say kilogram meter per second square. Okay, so what I was trying to say is कि if we are talking about unit of force, we will say Newton. So if there is a unit, we can't say how this force is going to depend on the fundamental quantities. Once we will see this unit, kilogram meter per second square, from here we can say that this force is going to depend on mass linearly, length linearly, and time inverse of square. Okay, but if you are given Newton only, then you can't say its dependency. So what we can do for that? So let's understand that if we will represent the dimensional formula of force, so this will be your basically mLT minus 2. So from here we can say the force is going to depend on fundamental quantity mass linearly, and this force is also going to depend on length linearly, and this force is going to depend on time square of time inverse. Okay, so these things have been concluded from the dimensional formula. So let's try to find out the dimensional formula of some basic things. So what basic things? Like you can say, we'll discuss about dimensional formula of displacement and time, velocity, acceleration, and the force. So let's study one by one. So displacement is your, basically you can say displacement is your length. Its length is L and GTH. Okay, displacement is your length. So this will be your LB dimensional formula of displacement. If you are talking about the time, then T will be your dimensional formula of time. And if you are talking about velocity, then you can say velocity is your displacement upon time. So what is displacement? What is dimensional formula of displacement? It will be L, and the dimensional formula of time will be T. So we can write in a bracket, square bracket, LT minus 1. So LT minus 1 will be the dimensional formula of velocity. Okay, so now understand what will be the dimensional formula of acceleration. So first we should write the formula of acceleration. The formula of acceleration will be your velocity upon time. So velocity is your LT minus 1. We have calculated, and the time will be your T. So this can be written as LT minus 2. So LT minus 2 will be dimensional formula of acceleration. So now coming to the force. And what will be the formula of force? This will be mass into acceleration. So you know well about the mass. Mass can be represented by single word m. So this is basically m. This is basically your m. And this acceleration can be written as LT minus 2. So this will be your MLT minus 2. This will be the dimensional formula of this particular force. So from force we can say this force is a physical quantity. So one thing we should understand, what are the physical quantities? So physical quantities are those quantities which can be measured. Measured means what? If I am saying that someone is applying some certain force on floor, so this force can be measured. How much Newton that force is going to be applied. So this is measurable. If we are talking about the non-physical quantity. So non-physical quantity will be those quantities which can't be measured. Just like your emotions. If you are laughing, so that cannot be measured. And if you are crying, that can't be measured. And if you are sad, that can't be measured. So that will be your non-physical quantity. So physical quantity can be measured and non-physical quantities can't be measured. So one more thing I wish to add here. So if you are saying that there are 7 fundamental quantities, so this is basically fundamental quantities. And if you are going to understand about the SI and MKS, that is the international system or meter kilosecond. So in meter kilosecond there will be 7 fundamental quantities. In this SI system there will be 7 fundamental quantities along with 2 supplementary quantities. Yeah, 2 supplementary units. That will be your angle and solid angle. Means you can say in case of the SI system, there will be 7 fundamental quantity, 7 fundamental plus 2 supplementary. And what are these 2 supplementary? These 2 supplementary are angle and solid angle. So unit of angle is your radian, and this solid angle having unit of steradian. So these things should be in your mind. So there are certain physical quantity that have no dimension, that have a unit but no dimension. So that physical quantities are your angle and solid angle. These angle and solid angle are the 2 physical quantities that having a basically a unit but not having any dimension. There are certain more physical quantities which having a unit but not having any dimension. Okay, so this is all about your dimensional formula. In this way, you can just calculate the dimensional formula of any physical quantity. If you are knowing the formula and you are knowing that these are the basically physical fundamental quantities, and if you are knowing the how these fundamental quantity contribute for the derived quantity. Derived quantities are those quantities which are derived from this fundamental quantity. So these are the basically 7 fundamental quantities. Whatever the physical quantities are there in the universe that are made up of only these 7 fundamental quantities. Okay, so if you are not getting my things in English, so it can be bilingual. This English, this Hindi plus English. My motto is to clear about the physics, and I will make you learn the physics. I will make you I will able to learn the physics. What is basically physics? You should not be just going to one by one line and learning the definition. I will make you everything clear, and you will make to able your definitions of any physical. Okay. So coming to the certain application of the dimensional formula. So one thing is that we should understand the principle of homogeneity. This is one of the very important principle. What does it implies? So if you are talking about the principle of homogeneity, so it itself says principle homogeneity means same thing can be added as well as subtracted. Okay, the same thing can be added. If I'm saying that there are 2 chairs and 3 tables, I'm saying can you add these things? No, this can't be added because the 2 are the 2 and 3 means I'm saying 2 table and 3 chairs. Okay, so 2 is basically magnitude, 3 is magnitude, but the quantity is your table and it is a chair. Okay, so for the addition these must be same. tables should be added in table only, not in chairs. So you can say only 2 tables, 2 chairs, not 5 table chairs. Okay. In the similar way, if I am saying that please add velocity in length, whether it will be possible to add velocity in the length? Can we add certain distance in our age? Can we add certain distance on our age? Age is basically time. Okay, it will be denoted in terms of the years. Can we add in distance here? No, we can't add. So this is basically principle of homogeneity. If I am saying that, can you put out some weight from your age? Can you subtract the weight from the age? No, you can't subtract. Principle of homogeneity said that same thing can be added as well as a subtract. Okay, let me describe that things. Okay, let me clear the board first. Okay. Coming to the principle of homogeneity. Principle of homogeneity. Okay, so what is the statement of this principle? Same quantities can be added and subtracted. Okay, it means what? It means if you are saying L plus L, this will be L only. Means if you are adding sugar into sugar, so the resultant will be sugar itself. Okay, that's why I am writing here the L plus L. I am not talking about the magnitude. I am talking about that physical quantity. Okay, that is a kilogram. So kilogram means if there is something is added in kilogram, that will be kilogram itself. So you can't say L plus L does not equal to 2L. This will be not possible because I am talking about the I am not talking about the basically your magnitude. I am talking about the physical quantity, and this will be also possible. L minus L will be L. So if you are drawing out some certain sugar from the bag, okay, so the remaining will be sugar itself. Okay, so once again mass will be there. Once again this L minus L will be L only. Okay, I am not talking about the magnitude. I am talking about the physical quantity. And so you can say L minus L does not equal to 0. Okay, so this is basically principle of homogeneity. So what you can say, if I'm taking certain questions on this principle of homogeneity, suppose you have given some question, find dimension of A and B. A and B का dimension निकालना है. So what we are given, B is equal to A upon B plus T, where V is velocity and T is time. B plus T. So it is given to you V is equal to A upon B plus T. So you are set to calculate dimensional formula of A and B. So let's understand what we'll do here. So we can see in the denominator B plus T. Means in time you can add time only, not any other thing. Okay. So using principle of homogeneity, dimension of B must equal to dimension of T. So you know well about the dimension of T. So dimension of B will be your T only. So we got the dimension of B. Now we have to calculate the dimension of A. So what we can do for the for finding out dimension of A? So for that we need to do dimension of V, velocity, is equal to dimension of A upon dimension of T. So you can see here it is B plus T. So once you will add time in time, so that will be time itself. Okay. So from here we can solve this one. We know the dimension of V. This is your LT minus 1. So dimension of A you have to calculate, and here it will be dimension of T. Dimension of T will be T itself. You can just multiply, cross multiply. Dimension of A will be equal to LT minus 1 into T. So this will become dimension of A will become L only. Got my point or not? Okay, this is basically a basic question based on the principle of homogeneity. Okay, in the similar way we can proceed for the further questions. Okay, I'm not going in detail, but I'm just taking one example. Okay, coming to the next application of the dimensional analysis. What are the different application of dimensional analysis? So coming to that topic, application of dimensional analysis. So basically there are three applications along with certain limitation. Okay, so first we'll discuss about the application, then finally we'll come to the limitation that will complete our basically this topic. So first application unit is derivation of formula. Derivation of formula. We can derive the formula. We'll see how we can derive. Second one is your to check the correctness of formula. To check the correctness of formula. Okay, and the third thing is your unit conversion. Unit conversion. Okay, these are the basically three limitations. Okay, along with there will be certain important points like, as I already told you, the angle are always dimensionless. These are dimensionless. Okay, and the power or exponent you can say, this will be always a dimensionless. Power or exponent is equal to dimensionless. So here, why I am telling about this? There are lots of questions here. We can just take one example. Y is equal to a sine omega t minus kx. So it is given, and you are said, I'm just erasing the these parts, and I'm going to this question. So if you are saying that y is equal to a sine omega t minus kx, where y is equal to displacement and omega, this we have to find, t is a time or x is a distance, and we are set to find the dimension formula of a, omega and k. Question is find dimensional formula of A, omega and K. Okay, we have to find the dimensional formula of A, omega and K. And one more thing you should remember, the trigonometric ratios are always a dimensionless. So sine is your trigonometric ratio. This will be dimensionless. So we know dimension of y must equal to dimension of A. Why it should be? Because this is your dimensionless quantity. So whatever y will be there, that will be A also. So dimension of y is your displacement, displacement is your length. So we can write here dimension of A is equal to L. We can say or not? Okay, we can say. Next thing, we are coming to the omega t. You know, well, these are the basically thetas, angles, whatever things come inside bracket of sine, cos or trigonometric ratios. So that will act as a angles. So we can write here omega t is angle. This will be your dimensionless. This will be your dimensionless quantity. So you can write here dimensionless. So you can write here dimension of omega into dimension of t is equal to dimensionless. Means dimensionless, or in case of the dimensionless, you can write 1 here. Constant will be there. And you can write here dimension of omega is equal to 1 by dimension of t. And you know the dimension of t is t. So it will become t minus 1. So dimension of omega will be t minus 1. In the similar pattern, you can go for the kx. Okay, so you can once write kx is equal to dimensionless. So if it is dimensionless, we can write here dimension of k into dimension of x is equal to dimensionless. So dimension of k is equal to 1 by dimension of x. And we know the what is dimension of x. X is your distance. This will be L only. So dimension of k is 1 by L. This implies L minus 1. So this is basically, these questions are based on the principle of homogeneity. Okay. So next, the application and the limitation we'll discuss in next class. Okay. If you people feel any doubt, let me know. This language can be bilingual, that is English, so that you can understand more and more. If you have any query during my class, you can ask me at any time. Or means whatever topic I am teaching, you can ask related to that topic in that particular class. Okay. Otherwise, you can mail me or you can just contact me. Okay. Thank you for listening. That's it from my side.